So we have just a few minutes left. If anybody would like to ask Maddie or I a question. Yes, this lady.
Frederica, Cass Business School, we're just doing a rebrand, and I'm just wondering what was your timeline as well as your budget to go through this?
Yeah, our budget was 120,000, including the videos. And the timeline, it was, let me think now, gosh, what was it?
Well, we did the whole thing we did the whole thing in under a year.
Yeah, under a year. But we'd done some pre-work on the kind of visioning before that. That was about an extra 3 months.
Did you get any, just a follow-up question, did you get any additional funds sort of the year or after the launch, or was that only just up to the launch?
That was at...
How much did you do in-house of the work? How much were you able to do in-house? Or did you do all outsourcing?
We did loads of stuff out in-house, actually. Loads and loads of stuff. In fact, you know, I'd say a lot of the brand development work, the visual stuff was done in-house. We only have one designer, though. And we gave ourselves a year to change over to the new livery altogether. And basically, we are just refreshing things as they come up. So we've got a year's grace where we didn't have to go out overnight, because that was just impossible.
Yeah, exactly.
Maddie has an excellent team, and our job, I think, was to hand over a guidelines document that would enable them to run with the assets and indeed evolve them as time went on, which they've done really, really well. Yes, thank you.
Hi, Deirdre Winter, Dublin City University. We're just about to go through a recap.
Okay.
But I thought it was very interesting how you kept your old crest for particular instances. Could you just talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, it was very important to us that we kept our crest, because it was a symbol of our academic authority, if you like. So we use and keep our symbol of academic authority for things like graduations, for award bearing. And we try not to dilute that. So we use it at graduation. We use it for things that the Vice-Chancellor does. But, you know, there's a debate going on at the moment. And of course, like this, you know, any sort of brand starts to evolve, and there are questions ongoing. And one that's actually come up just recently is, do we use our crest for short courses in CPD? And I think the answer is, if it's not award-bearing, then no, we don't. Because actually that's got to be kept as the very highest academic authority.
Yeah, one at the back there.
I'm just wondering what happened to all the sub-brands and co-brands, and was there an easy transition? I'm guessing not.
Okay, well, we have a mark, as we call it, like this for each of our themes. So each theme lead or director of theme has their own thing to go out to the world with. And what we did about it was we asked our executive board and the theme leads to go away and themselves decide what was in and what was out, and what ought to have a logo and what shouldn't. And actually, they quite quickly got the point, really, which was interesting, because, of course, people hang on to these identities very closely. And we thought we'd end up having to navigate all sorts of exceptions. And there's only 5, which is pretty good going. And some of those have actually got a good reason behind them, either because they've got a particular heritage and a particular market has been following them, or they're actually shared with some external body in some way. So it was, I think, the trick that we had was giving the authority for making those decisions to the schools and to the faculties, so that they came back with us, and none of them wanted to be seen to be the party pooper, if you like.
I do think that rebrands bring with them an opportunity to rationalise and sort out mess. And I think because of the exploded sun diagram at the beginning, people understood the rationale for that, the urgency of it, and therefore they were more accepting of losing their own little logo that they maybe had nurtured and treasured for so long. Just had a few more visuals here of the visual identity stage. This was the identity used specifically for the School of Management, which was a version of the main identity. And then you can see the theme-based branding coming through here with manufacturing, defence and security and so on that Maddie was just talking about. Any other last questions? One more then, yes, please.
Maggie Leggett, University of Bristol. You said you sent a survey out to your students. I just wondered what the engagement was like. Because personally, I've just been through a listening exercise with students, and we had to be fairly innovative to get them to engage at all. Yeah,
not great, but you know, enough of them responded. I can't remember the figures now to make it significant, but we did do more than that. You know, we went and spoke to them We got some students engaged in it. We showed them early visuals. So, yeah, and ours is a postgraduate population. So I think it's a little bit different to the kind of undergraduate surveys I've done because they're, I don't know, perhaps sometimes a bit more considered about it. They've certainly made a big investment in this brand. And they really, really care about the health of the brand going forward because that's actually going to be supporting them in their career going forward.
Great. I'm going to call it to a close there. I would like to say thank you to Maddie. I wonder if you would like to join your hands together to say thank you. Thank you very much. And I think just one final thought that maybe ties into Maggie's question there, which is around the issue of us not owning our university logos. You don't own it. Your university does not own your brand. The people who own your brand are the people who participate in it, who shape it, who are your future alumni. They're your students and your partners. And I think genuinely the lessons that we learned in the beginning of the presentation is that we forget that at our peril. Okay, we'd love to talk to you. Do come and see iedesign.co.uk, Ollie Leggett. There are some case studies down at the front here if you'd like to pick up a Cranfield case study. But thank you very much for your time.